Welcome.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Local Hogwash. I am Kristy Bock.
I'm Michelle Cash.
And we are here today.
Live.
No, we're not.
We're not live at all.
We are doing something. We are doing something
yes.
Saturday.
We're hunting ghosts.
Michelle finally gets her wish. If you remember Rob Gauthier, who was on our show about a month ago.
Pretty much made my year.
He reached out to me a little bit ago and said, hey, are you busy right now? Do you want to come down to the theater? And I'm like, well, yes, so I can't. So what's up? Oh. So he's telling me about these two ghost hunters who are trying to start their own show and are gallivanting around Kinston, checking on our local haunts. Literally. So Rob reached out to me 3 nights ago, and he said...
It was last week.
It was last week?
Yeah.
Okay, my bad. My life runs together. So he reached out to me, and he was like, hey, are you going to have the ghost hunters on your show? And I said, well, they haven't reached out to me, but yes, we definitely want to. And he says, well, why don't you just come down to the Performing Arts Theater?
Is that Paramount Theater?
No, it's the other one, the old school. It used to be a school.
It's Granger Hill.
Yeah. Is that better or worse than?
So great. I have heard so many things.
Like the basement has like classrooms that are so old, guys. Is so old. Like it was like walking into 1940.
I draw the line at a Ouija board.
Why on earth would we have a Ouija board?
I don't know. I'm setting my boundaries now. So when I was in high school, my friends, that's where all their dance recitals and stuff were. And all the pageants were there. Miss News, Miss Kid, all those.
Oh, really?
You know, I won't tell how old I was, but like, you know. Back then. That's where everything was. And I had always heard that there would be like creepy things that happened during dance recitals, and lights would shut off and creaks and all that, and people would see
it's
people.
It's like a 100-year-old building. Why wouldn't those things happen anyway?
Well, unexplained things.
So my dog, who is 9 months old, he undid the gate with his paws.
And he thought he wasn't smart.
And he opened it up and let himself out. And then led me on an hour-long merry chase through Mitchelltown, where he proceeded to almost get hit by not one, not two, but 3 cars.
Did those people stop and help you?
No, nobody stopped to help me. Although there was a sweet woman on a electric bike, which I totally want an electric bicycle now. But she went real slow to try to get me to catch him. But my dog's a jerk. So no catching was had until he literally wore himself out. I am now hobbling down the street, completely exhausted, sweat drenched every part of my body. I'm also in shorts, incredibly too short to be out in public in. And like hair stuck matted to my face, wheezing because I can't breathe. I'm like, please, I'm so tired. It's hot. I just want to go in the air conditioning. So I will keep you updated on the saga of Hades. If you know a dog walker.
Or if you are a dog walker.
If you are a dog walker, help me, please. We ran into a future guest today.
We did. And we were having lunch at Pizza Villa. Kristy is still under the assumption that nobody knows us and nobody watches us. And because Facebook metrics are pretty much the devil. And I learned a long time ago not to worry about the Facebook metrics. Whew, how many more syllables could I have added onto that one? Anywho, so we're in Pizza Villa, and we see this political candidate. And he said, hey, I want to be on your show. And Kristy's like... And I knew she was done. I knew it was over for her.
I get so excited. I get so tickled.
Yeah. I knew it was over for her. So I was like, we would really love that. Do you want to come tonight? And Kristy's still over here going, like,
I'm a little slow to
like,
react.
What has happened? And he was like, can't do tonight. I would love to do after.
Yeah, he gave a date.
That September holiday. Labor Day.
One of them.
It's Labor Day because you're not supposed to wear white pants after it. Labor Day. And we said, perfect.
Yep.
And by the time he walked off, Kristy was like, sure. I looked at Dean and he was going.
We also
He was just shaking his head.
Yeah, I get excited and then I don't know what to say. Who was that, by the way? We should share his name.
Oh, it was Jackie Rogers.
There you go.
Yeah, he's running for sheriff.
What do we have coming up in Lenore County?
I had a list, but it's on my desk. Had a rough afternoon.
Fail. I do see a lot of the
Go
ahead.
The fair's coming.
That's what I was gonna say. So that is exciting.
October.
So and this is the Lenore County Fair, right? Mm-hmm. It's gonna happen.
Yes. Oh, it's happening.
I'm a little hesitant to get excited, if I'm being honest. The hospitalization COVID numbers in general,
They're bad.
They're bad. And they're bad to the point where this week people who have never wanted the vaccine, even thought about getting the vaccine, they getting it.
Yeah.
And so I'm concerned. So basically I just want to take one moment and say, stay safe, because what we all feared last year appears to be happening this year. So all of the measures that the government took, I'm not going to say we're in error, because I don't know. If they wouldn't have taken those measures, would things have turned out differently? But all of the things that they did last year, they should have held off on, because we probably could use some of them now. Everything's closing. We talked about the Olympian being closed. We talked about Pizza Villa is closed on Mondays. Lovex is closed on Mondays. Sugar Hill just closed the inside of their restaurant again. So some of these are due to staffing. Some of these are due to COVID. So I'm kind of hesitant to even get excited about upcoming events, because it's going to be like a 50-50 shot. Even if it's there, would I go, not understanding now the risk that is real? Not to take the show heavy, but I care about all of you and want you to be healthy.
I do too, but I'm not a fan. Now, I got the vaccine. Pretty sure I had COVID before COVID was COVID. But I don't want to be one of these people that lives in fear. Too young to live in fear.
So yeah, it's.
But I also don't want that thinking to come back and bite me in the hiney.
After seeing Hunter go through COVID, that changed everything for me. It changed how I felt about it. So my daughter got it. She got it from her daughter, who was 6 months old at the time. Mm-hmm. 6 months. I'm asking you. That's sad.
I know.
So the baby got it first. The baby got it from her other grandmother, not this one. And she was fine. She had a little sniffle, low-grade fever here and there. Fever would inch up. Tylenol would knock it back down. Perfectly fine.
Yeah.
So then Hunter gets it.
It was not good.
Y'all.
At all.
If I ever
Yeah.
hear one of my children struggling to breathe, not able to, carrying oxygen around at 21 years old. That changed the dynamic for me, because it showed me what the health officials have been saying, that it will do different. What if Michelle and I both got COVID, we would not have the same reaction to COVID. Mm-mm. So then it made sense. Some of the things that weren't clicking clicked. And then I got a little scared, I admit it. But when your 21-year-old is in the hospital for a ridiculous amount of time because she can't breathe, and they're talking about ventilation, mm-hmm. that was a wrap. She's 21. Yeah. So it changed my whole perspective. So basically what I want to say is, do what you need to do to feel safe, but also do what you need to do to be safe. If vaccines aren't your thing, I respect that. I respect your right to choose. But then stay home. Just stay home.
I think people are initially made decisions on, just, are you going to get it? Nope, I'm not getting it.
Yeah.
And a lot of these decisions have been reversed because someone, and I'm not just saying someone that they are acquaintances with, someone that they are close to has gotten the virus and either are still, they made it through, but are still dealing with the terrible symptoms, the after effects of it, or that person who they're close to died.
Yeah.
And then it went from being this could happen, and I do feel like there was a small bit of a scare tactic involved in the beginning.
Oh, definitely.
To kind of like force people to get it. And then the scare tactic turned maybe into reality.
I think so. Viruses are designed to survive.
Yeah.
And I say designed by divine, not designed by man. I just can't bring myself to believe that a group of humans thought this was a good idea. So,
and everybody knows that I love a good conspiracy theory, but I agree with her on this one.
So I think that all of the variants are just doing what viruses do. They're surviving. They're growing. Their little virus mommies are very proud. So it's time to adapt and understand that I think this is going to be with us for a very long time. What would you do? Okay, so let's go to the ghost. What would you do if you saw one?
Honestly, I would probably be a big weenie and run.
I
would like to think that I would be tough and say, you know, ooh, but I would probably say, no, I really don't know. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna ask questions.
You are? You want to ask it questions?
Oh, most definitely I'm going to ask questions. My curiosity is so much stronger than my fear. Who are you? Why are you there? Why are you still here? Why haven't you moved on? What's death like? What did it feel like when you died? Why didn't you pick heaven or hell? Why didn't you go to heaven or hell? What prevented you from going? What regret do you have? Why are you still on this plane? Is it because you missed somebody? Who do you miss? Where did you die? How did you die?
And if I were that ghost, I would run away. I would run away from us. I do know the first thing that I'm going to say when I get in there.
What?
As soon as I walk through those doors, I'm going to be like, I do not claim any of this negative energy. How mad do you think those people would be if I showed up dressed as a Ghostbuster? If I showed up in a white jumpsuit.
You should definitely do that now. That would be hilarious.
If anybody has one, let me know. No, like, how mad do you think that would be? They probably won't let me go on.
I don't know. They want to come on our show.
Are they going to have their own cameras?
I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. I just know that he's like, hey, they're going to be here. And I'm like, oh, let me tell Michelle. And then Michelle was like, right now. And so
Let's go now.
I said, okay, we're coming. Because I knew once I told Michelle, it was a wrap. Like, some things I can probably be like, we probably shouldn't think about that, maybe talk about that. There would have been no conversation. As soon as I said where it was and what we were doing, that was it. Before we go, I just want to take a moment to thank BJ Murphy at Magic Mile Media.
Danny Perez.
And Danny Perez. I just want to talk for a moment about how much Magic Mile Media does for the community. It's pretty wild when you break it all down. The social media that is done for different companies, local news from News, and the amount of stuff that we put out, just the content, the press releases, the news articles, videos, business updates, lives. Give us a chance. Let us convince you that local news is what you should be paying attention to.
I don't think it will be hard.
I don't think so either. We also want to thank Brandon Potter of Potter Photography for doing our logo, and remind you all that we are still taking sponsors for our upcoming DC trip. I'm super excited.
What is this? What is this thing in your hand?
It's a map. What else would it be?
I don't think I've ever seen one in person. What are you going to do with it?
How in the world do you think we're going to get around DC without a map?
Nothing. Paper maps are like 20 years ago, Kristy. Get with it.
How about you get with landing us a few more sponsors, Michelle?
Challenge accepted. We would love for you to help us get to DC. If you would like to sponsor our DC trip, we will be more than grateful to have your sponsorship. You can contact us on Facebook.
You can contact us through our website at localhogwash.com.
What else?
You can just email us, Kristy at localhogwash.com or Michelle at localhogwash.com.
And we'll send you all the details.
And we look forward to bringing Local Hogwash to you live from Washington, D.C.
We'll get there by my phone. And the map.
I am, however, as cautious about the DC trip as I am about the fair. Like, if we have to prepare ourselves for the potential that they will close it down.
Who is they?
The government. All right, guys. We have so many good shows coming up. I'm pretty excited. I cannot wait for Brian Hanks to be on. I'm so excited about that. He's such a character, and he's such an engaging speaker.
Yes.
And then, like I said, Linda Rouse Sutton.
Ghosts. If you don't see us next week, you know what happened. They took us away.
That is it for us today.
Have a fantastic week.
Have a great week and a good weekend. I don't know when this show will come out, so hopefully time for the weekend. If not, we cannot wait till next week for us to tell you all about our ghosting adventures and keep you up to date on what is going on in Lenore County. So we will see you next week, everybody. Same time, same place.
Bye.
Bye.